Okay, so we just categorized them in category number 1 or number 2. Let's talk about category number 1. If we meet with somebody who doesn't have any whole life protection, great. You're just like most people we meet with. We want these people to feel like it's positive. They qualify. This is the right place for them. They're supposed to be taking this meeting with us, okay? So category number 1, don't have any coverage currently. So I'll repeat myself. Mr. Jones, Miss Susie, you don't have anything, but you're looking to get something in place for your loved ones, all right? Now, I'll ask them, have you ever thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated? And the reason I ask that is because I want to make sure that we can meet your needs and that your kids can honor you correctly. So, Miss Susie, have you ever thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated? They may say, I've never really thought about it. I don't like talking about that. They may say, I'm definitely getting buried. There's no way they're burning me. They may say, definitely cremation. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on things. Now it allows me to say, all right, do you know how much that costs? Because without any coverage, you're leaving your family exposed to pay the burden of that bill. So it is now presenting this need that we're uncovering. Remember, I'm going to be the guide and the expert, okay? So if they didn't know they had a problem, after they meet with me, they're going to realize we've got a problem. When I go to bed at night, if I don't wake up tomorrow, my family is going to be burdened by my passing, okay? So category number 1, don't have anything in place, looking to get something in place. Now we're going to talk into maybe the cost of it. I'm going to talk through 4 main things I want you to pay attention to. So we'll hit these again probably in another video, but I'll say, Miss Susie, 4 things people really want to make sure they can get coverage for. Number 1 is final expenses, and you just expressed that you definitely want to have a traditional burial. So you need between $12,000 to $15,000. Number 2 is income replacement. Miss Susie, does anybody else depend on your income? Do your grandkids that live here? Do you help pay the power bill? Does your spouse? If the answer is yes, then it would be great to leave a tax-free benefit to help supplement that income in the event of your passing. And I can tell you from personal experience that grandparents or even parents or spouses that do have life insurance in place make a much more lasting impact with their legacy whenever they leave that kind of stuff behind. So number 1 is final expenses. We can get that covered. Number 2 is income replacement. Number 3 is potential medical bills, right? If you pass away and your spouse is left to front these medical bills because you were probably sick before you passed, unless it was an accident. And then number 4 is inheritance. This is your last opportunity to leave a lasting impact and a legacy, as I mentioned before. And so, Miss Susie, Mr. Jones, whoever it is I'm talking to, if you could write a check made to your family and your loved ones for any amount on your deathbed and you knew it was going to pay out tax-free, how big would you write that check? The answer to that question for most people who, let's be real, aren't just selfish jerks is there's not enough room on that page for the amount of zeros I would put. So in this situation, you might not be able to afford a $1 billion life insurance policy, but alleviating a $10,000 or $20,000 burden or giving them an additional $40,000 of coverage that's going to last the next year to pay their mortgage, that is going to make a significant impact. So let's figure out what we can afford and what we qualify for, and let's get something in place today. That way you can have peace of mind moving forward. So category number 1, find out if they don't have anything, who are they trying to protect? We're going to want to lean into that later. If they don't have anything, do they want to be buried or do they want to be cremated? Let's figure out that solution. That's going to guide us towards the amount of coverages. Number 3, after that, we want to present how much coverage does somebody need. Well, you can't have too much because it's too much coverage. What? That's extra money to your family, right? You can't leave too much money to your family, okay? Especially with these clients we're dealing with that are lower income, okay? It's going to be life-changing just to be able to buy a new car. I mean, it really is. Medical bills can be a real thing, and then inheritance, right? There are a lot of people out there, this is their only opportunity to leave a precious memory, put a kid through college, buy a new vehicle, or support them that way, okay? So touch on those 4 if they're in category number 1, all right?